Hello and welcome back everybody to the channel. Join me in today's review and short test drive of a new MG3 Hybrid Plus finished in a rather gorgeous Como blue exterior color. Before we go any further in the review, special thanks to Grand Auto and their MG dealership for making this video possible. I will put all their info in the description below. So welcome back everybody. Like I said earlier, in today's review we have the new MG3 Hybrid Plus, full hybrid or self-hybrid city hatchback, a small city car powered by a 1.5 liter petrol unit combined with some electric power. This particular model is finished in a Como blue metallic exterior color. There are some other options as well. In today's review we'll go through all exterior and interior details, we check the practicality test, and at the very end we will go for a short test drive. First thing first, let's talk a little bit about this design and some powertrain options. This particular Hybrid Plus model was the first option you could get with this new model. Now in a few weeks back we have the also option of a purely petrol powered which is a little bit less expensive. Of course, if you want to save some money you will go with this Hybrid Plus model when we talk about the fuel consumption. Let's start this exterior walk around with a front end design and details of this new MG model. Very sporty and a little bit aggressive approach with the MG. In the front we have the MG logo, below that there is a camera, very narrow and sporty design for the headlights. Later in the video I will put the car on and the lights on so you will see those in action. Now if you go and take a closer look on a grille design, below that camera we have a very wide gloss black grille. Now if you go and move step or two in the back, we can see classic small city car or hatchback dimensions and proportions. 16-inch wheels with this model, finishing some type of two-tone design with some gloss black inner sections, folding side mirrors, and nice detail is that even though with a very small car we have a keyless go system and privacy glass in the back or tinted rear windows. That is something always nice feature. Not only it looks cool, but it's also a great detail, especially now in the summer months. Some type of small, let's call it rear spoiler with some rear wiper. And now here in the back with the rear lights or tail lights, similar design and approach as we saw in the front. Very sporty and narrow rear lights, big MG logo in the center with a MG3 Hybrid Plus detail on a passenger side. And similar like in the front, on a lowest part of a bumper we have rear parking sensors with some type of black details, and the fuel filter cap is on a driver side. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this exterior design of a MG3 Hybrid Plus and what would be your ideal powertrain option. Now let's proceed with the review. We will check the boot. You open it, below the MG logo there is a rear camera and also some rubber button, and around 293 liters of boot space you get with the MG3 Hybrid Plus. Couple of interesting details worth mentioning, being a small hatchback, you have very wide boot opening. This plastic protective part which will be very helpful if you need to slide or put some heavier and larger items. Useful stuff also is you have one LED light on a driver's side and one shopping bag hook on a passenger one with some useful anchor points in the front. So now we will close it. We will go and check the rear seats. So first thing first, before I go and sit on that rear bench, I've put this driver's seat on my ideal sitting position. I'm about 184 centimeters tall. Let's talk a little bit about the rear door opening angle and design in general and materials. The door opening angle is pretty wide, especially for a small vehicle, so I don't think there will be any issues for me. The door design and the colors fully black, of course, with some extra storage here in the center part and Door pockets are also pretty big for a small vehicle. Nice detail with this particular example is that you have some type of leather, very soft material here in the center part where you will put your elbow with a contrasting some type of orange stitching. Now this is the interior look. In the center part, this is some type of fabric material with a nice design, also contrasting stitching all around, isofix anchor points on each side. One thing I have to mention, because I drove this particular model and also the new MG3 before, that the seats are very, very soft. And if you watch my channel regularly, then you probably all know that I'm a huge fan of black roof lining. And welcome now from a rear seat. We'll talk a little bit about the practicality. You can now see the rear door opening angle. This is my knee room, my foot room, and also for my head I'm pretty okay. A couple of interesting details, practicality behind the driver's seat, some useful storage, and also behind the passenger one. 2 air vents on this center tunnel with some USB charging port, and below that extra storage. If you need to carry, let's say, 2 adults of my size for a short journey, I don't think there will be any issues, but mostly you will be driving in the front and in the back. Occasionally, or probably in the most cases, will be the kids, of course. But for now, let's go and check the passenger front seat. So similar like in the rear, the door opening angle pretty wide, and of course the front doors are even larger in size, so this is something worth mentioning. There will be no issues. Design and materials exactly the same, with some type of metal effect on this part over here. Now we'll talk just a little bit more about these front seats, because I mentioned earlier these are very nice in design, with some type of textile material in the inner sections, some type of leather and contrasting stitching on this outside. But not only that, these are very soft, like I said earlier, but if you can take a look now, the side support on these front seats is pretty good for a hybrid city vehicle. This is the view in. Now we'll go and climb inside. So this is my view out. We have frameless mirror, some vanity mirrors with a LED light. We will talk a little bit more about the center infotainment system. This is the dash design with a large air vent, some type of effect in the center part, soft material in front of me with again that contrasting stitching, glove box. And now in this center part over here, 1 USB-C charging port and the standard USB port, cigarette lighter with 2 2 air vents, some useful shortcuts above that, 2 cup holders, and this is the gear selector for this particular model. Like I said, this is a hybrid one. You can get the standard petrol powered variant, you can save some money and also go with a manual transmission, electronic operated parking brake, and of course a start stop with some modes I will explain when we go for a driver's seat. And behind that gear selector, I would say huge amount of storage, of extra storage for such a small vehicle, with some type of compartments. You can remove that. And of course the center armrest, similar like the seats, is finished in some type of leather material with a contrasting some type of orange stitching. Just a word or two about this gear selector. This particular gear selector, it reminds me on a MG4 EV model. If you watch my channel regularly, then you can go and check my review of that particular model. And if you like this type of reviews, please give this video a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Now let's go and check the driver's seat. And welcome now from a driver's seat perspective. In front of me, new digital dials with a nice and sharp graphics and traffic sign and recognition system. As you can probably tell, it says over here 50. Let's talk a little bit about this interior cabin in general. 1 large air vent on a far left with some physical buttons. Speaking about physical buttons, on a steering wheel, all these buttons are still physical buttons. That is something worth mentioning, especially with a hybrid and modern vehicles now in 2025. Area around it is in piano black. In the center, MG logo with the airbag. And this is not actually a steering wheel, it's not actually the wheel, because you have some type of flat part in the upper section and in the lowest part, and it's very interesting two-spoke steering wheel. So it's very cool in design, I have to say. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this steering wheel and its design. Now we'll talk a little bit more about the center infotainment system. This is your home screen. The system itself, I found it very useful and okay to use, to be honest. Of course, I go only for a short test drive. If you are interested in, let's say, buying this MG3, I would highly recommend go for a test drive, or maybe even better, get this model for maybe half a day or one entire day at least. Navigation, radio, climate control, and some connections for your phone. These are your phone for, let's say, widgets. Navigation with this particular model. Here we are in Zagreb West. We'll go back on a home screen. Radio, climate control details. As you can probably tell, all the features for the climate control are on this center infotainment system, but it's relatively easy to use it. So I found this system okay, and you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Some extra physical shortcuts you have over here, such as climate control and some, this is your home, I think, yes. If I go just and press it, yeah, this is the home, and the volume for minus and plus. Below that, as we saw earlier, we have two air vents. In general, let me know in the comment section what you think about the interior of a MG3. What is your favorite part? For me personally, I have to say this very interesting design. I found it very cool, and some type of leather materials with a contrasting orange details. Not only that, it's something subjective, but I'm always a big fan of this black interior roof lining. I will show you now the key. This is the MG3 Hybrid Plus key, and before we go for a test drive, I will put the lights on and also the hazard lights, so you will see those. So these are lights in the back, LED technology with halogen turn signals, LED turn signals on a side mirrors, and now in the front you can see daytime running lights, LED headlights with halogen turn signals. And welcome now to a short test drive of this new model. Before we go for a quick drive, I would like to point out a couple of interesting details with this particular model. Driving aspect, of course, because I've tested this particular model and I did some short journey from a dealership here to a parking lot. Couple of interesting details. Left and right, we have pretty large side mirrors, especially for a small city car. Not only that, it's a very boxy design, so it's very easy to see left and right, and also in the rear. Speaking about the rear, we saw earlier with the exterior walk around, there are some rear parking sensors and a rear camera. Now we will go and check that in action. You can see with this model being a higher spec one, we have full MG Pilot, all the safety systems, and also with some this leather material, leather interior, sorry, we have this bird eye view camera with a rear camera. I will show you now just the camera in action. We'll go and quickly park here in this parking lot. Now you can see that front camera also that we saw earlier. That is very useful. You can see everything. I will not park in the exact parking space just for you, so you can see how everything works in action with this now front camera. We have very nice weather today in Croatia. I will put it now in park, go with the e-brake on, because I need to tell you another detail worth mentioning about this driving perspective. The steering wheel, of course, is very easy and light to operate in this urban environment. You will definitely appreciate that. And not only that, at least for my sitting position, this center armrest, it's on nice position with a very soft material. And I have to say, being a small urban and budget friendly car, this part over here is very soft for a, let's say, city driving, or even occasionally going for a longer journey. For now, let's go for a short test drive, so you will see everything in action. I said earlier, this hybrid model is powered by a 1.5 liter petrol engine, around a little bit more than 100 horsepower, and also there is a electric motor. This is actually one of the most powerful, maybe even the most powerful hybrid model you can get for least amount of money, of course. I mentioned earlier these seats. These are not only very nice in design, with some good materials, with some type of fabric, and of course that leather and contrasting stitching on these outside details, but these are very soft. I said earlier, for me at least, I always say that design and some other details worth mentioning are sometimes very subjective, so I will highly recommend, if you are interested in buying this or any other model, go ahead and test it on your own, so you will know definitely better. But for me, I said it's these seats are very nice, and also the side support is very good. Now we will go here on this faster piece of road, and you have that instant momentum from the electric motor, and of course all that system power. As you can see now, traffic sign recognition system says 70 on this road. We will now see if it's recognizing this one. We are now on a 50. Suspension worth mentioning, we saw earlier 16-inch wheels and tires. Couple of great details about that is, of course, if you are planning to buy this model for a urban driving in a city like this, then you will definitely appreciate that, because the fuel consumption will be lower. That is number one. Number two, if you are go somewhere for a parallel parking, then it's a little bit easier to park it if you have some higher profile tires than the, let's say, low profile ones. And also the overall comfort level is much higher with these type of tires. Not only that, if you go for a changing, of course, for, let's say, winter and summer, these 16-inch tires will be very, very cheap to buy. So that is overall the conclusion with this particular model. It is one of the best buy models, I have to say, in general in this type of class, because you have a full hybrid model with a automatic transmission, all the safety systems, with some luxury and nice details such as dark roof lining and 360-degree camera, or actually front and rear, with some type of leather material. But overall the fuel consumption would be very, very good, and the low maintenance cost. Let me know in the comment section in general what you think about the MG3 Hybrid Plus, or actually what is your favorite MG model. Now I'm going back to a dealership, and before I go and wrap this video, I have to say again big thanks to Grand Auto and their MG dealership for making this video possible. I will put all their info in the description below. And thank you so much for watching this video. Wish you all a very nice day.